Okay, it's the end of day 4 today. So, oh gosh, a lot got done. Well, the electrician came by and he has remediated the knob tube wire situation. Not quite sure how he did it, but this knob tube wiring over here is no longer live. And then he gave me a range cord so that I can energize the range in its provisional location over there. I can span the distance there. And then we had a protracted discussion about the lighting arrangement. So in this kitchen right now, well, there's always been a ceiling fan right there, and that's the only light for the kitchen, because that light over there that you're seeing, that was inside the closet. So there's always only been the one light in this kitchen. Now, of course, there's been big windows, one right here and one at the back, but it's even been insufficient. And now I'm going to lose that back window at that. That one is going. And so you need more lighting in this kitchen, obviously. Well, all right, so we're going to, I always knew I was going to hang some some pot lights, as they're often called, right? And I always knew that I'd have one sort of along that track there in front of the door. And then I thought I always figured I'd just have one over the sink and a second one adjacent to it. So that would make 3 total. Well, the electrician suggested, and I think he's right, that we at least get a 4th and maybe a 5th. So the 4th one would enable us to have 3 in this area here, 1, 2, 3. But then a 4th, more or less, well, at least in the area where you see that current light on the ceiling, right? And this would illuminate the corner where the work area is, like the range, the microwave, all that cabinetry and stuff. Because tomorrow is the day they're going to actually do that. This is my understanding, is they're going to go up to my attic and do all the wiring for that. Now, they're not only going to do that, the plumber was also here today, and it sounded to me like we're ahead of schedule, which we should be, because I've gotten a lot of work done myself with help from Paul, Catherine, right? So the plumber was here, and he's discussing this venting. So this plumbing here, this is not like water in it. My understanding is that they call it a vent, and it's something to do with equalizing pressure gradients and making so that the water runs properly. So anyway, that's running, that line goes through my attic, and that's going to have to be rerouted because, of course, there's not going to be a wall there anymore, right? So it's going to have to just be diverted and go through this area here. So my understanding is tomorrow is when they're going to actually do the work of diverting that from there to there. And so, of course, this is going to make it, like tomorrow, tonight, really, the last that we have a sink for God knows how long. So that's not great, but... Oh, so today the really exciting thing was, though, that, and, a bad surprise, but good that it was remediated quickly, is, it was discovered that the ceiling was, which I think there was some indication of yesterday, the ceiling was just not strongly supported enough in this kitchen. Well, that was confirmed today. It's just, they got to add some reinforcement. This is very worrisome to hear that about your ceiling, but the contractor who was here, he was able to sort it out on his own. He just went up into my attic and he laid down what I think he called 2x6s. And I think he said there was 2 of them, maybe 3. So this ceiling fan here, for a while, it's been throwing out vermiculite. And of course, we have cracks through the ceiling too. So we're having indications, of course, for a while. Well, now I understand these as indications that the ceiling is just under too much stress. I didn't understand it at the time. I got to be honest, I had some indication, but I wasn't sure. Well, it's for sure. But again, the good news is that it's been remediated. He went up there and he just laid them down, and he's very happy, and the ceiling's very strong supported right now. They're quite confident it will be able to bear the weight of the drywall that's going to be put up there now, right? He's quite sure of that. So that's... So yeah, like I say, so they're going to go up there tomorrow and put in the wiring, the new electric, and then the new plumbing as well. So let's see what else. Oh, well, today we got the last of this flooring, the plywood subfloor. We got the last of it taken out. That was out of our job in half. So all that's left for floor removal is this bit of hardwood here, because I'm not going to be able to continue with that. So perhaps tonight I'll start ripping up some of that, and perhaps not. Let's see, what else was done today is that I removed just needed nails removed, because, well, so the lath in so-called lath and plaster, they're just they're just cheap wooden planks, I would call them, that just run in this dimension here, like you're seeing right here. This is the lath, this is the plaster, lath and plaster. So I've taken out one layer of it. Well, it's attached on by nails, so it's not just enough to rip the lath out. You got to remove the nails. So that was my job today. I removed the nails. Oh, and of course, this morning I removed all of the lath and plaster from this wall. But then by this afternoon, there was still some remnants of it, so he asked me to get rid of what remained, which I did. Yeah. So, oh, and then of course I chose well, we had chosen white quartz to go with what I would characterize as light beige colored MDF cabinetry. Well, of course, I made that decision a few weeks ago, and then the new range arrived, and then I realized what I'd done, which is I committed myself to having white countertops with a black cooktop. It's not the look I'm going for. I know some people like that contrast. I don't. So fortunately, the lady that takes care of countertops, she wrote to me yesterday, wanted me to sign to get the white quartz. I said, "Oh, can I change, Shima?" She said, "Yes, of course you can." And I showed up, and she had she'd chosen this like brownish grayish type quartz, which I may as well just show. Anyway, she suggested that we go with that as an alternate, and she was absolutely spot on. It's just the right choice. So the lighting's very poor in here, but this is the new quartz we'll be going with. It's got a brownish grayish tinge to it, whereas the one we'd chosen previously was just white. And this, of course, is one of the actual cabinet doors that we're going to be putting on. It looks completely white right now, I think, because it's so dark in this room, but I assure you that if that's an illusion, it's really beige, is what I'd characterize this as. Now, I know that Susie Montgomery doesn't like beige, but it's not beige, Susie. Oh, and I chose the hardware that goes with it. Relatively simple, not contemporary, but not rustic either. Something in between. It's got a flared base, but not too many ridges, and it's just brushed nickel. Right, so that's about all for now. Maybe I'll have the night off for a change. And so yeah, I'll see you back tomorrow.